everyone, and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're going to do a two-player playthrough of 5 Minute Dungeon, produced by Wiggle 3D Games Incorporated. So this is a 5-minute real-time dungeon game. We're going to be trying to go through this deck with some of these mini bosses within 5 minutes. If you'd like to see how to set up the game, feel free to watch this video. Otherwise, if you just want to jump to the playthrough, check out the video below this in the playlist, and that will be the actual run-through. Otherwise, stick around and I'll show you how to set up the game. The first thing that you'll need to do is decide your character. There are a total of 10, however there's only 5 out here, and that's because they are two-sided. So you could be the sorceress or the wizard. You can't have both the sorceress and the wizard in the game, and I'll show you why in just a second. The two that Monica and I are going to use is the sorceress and the huntress, so we'll look at those two closely. I have chosen to be the sorceress during the game, and Monica is the huntress. What that's going to choose is, or decide, is two different things in this game. First is your special ability. So my special ability is teleport. What that does is I can discard 3 cards at any time to defeat an obstacle. So any obstacle that shows up, I can immediately defeat it with my teleport ability. Monica is has the animal companion ability, which she'll discard 3 cards and she can choose another player to draw 4 cards, aka me, since it's only a 2-player game. The second thing that choosing your characters means is you have a specific starting deck you'll need to use. So I'll be using the blue deck, and Monica will be using the green deck. However, in a 2-player game, you actually get to choose a second deck that you'll shuffle into these. So I'm going to use the yellow deck, and Monica is going to use the red deck. So what we'll do is we'll shuffle these together. Normally, if you're playing a 3-player, 4-player, or 5-player game, you will only have your deck of cards. You won't be shuffling 2 together. That's only when you're playing 2-player. On these cards, you're going to have different icons. And these icons you're going to use to defeat enemies. You'll also have some that are event cards that you can play and they do certain things. And I'm not going to go through all of those because you'll see them in the playthrough. Very quickly, but you'll see them. So what we'll do to set up our characters is we'll just shuffle these cards together, and then we'll each draw 5 cards. Next, you want to choose which boss you want to go against. If you have the Kickstarter version, you will have 7 options. This is level 1. I would suggest this one for your first playthrough, and after that you probably wouldn't want to play this one anymore. It's pretty easy. What you're going to do is, down here it tells you how many of your basic dungeon cards you'll put into this deck. So we'll put 20 basic. I have these upside down. You'll have 20 basic, and then based on the amount of players, you'll grab 2 per player of these little mini boss cards. And there's boss cards and event cards, and those will get shuffled into here. And when you flip those up, they'll be a little bit harder, or they'll say, hey, it's an event, a boo-boo, all players discard a card. Whatever it is. Okay, so that's what the boss card is going to show you, is how many cards to put in the deck, as well as this iconography here at the end. After you've emptied that dungeon deck, you need to be able to play this many cards, so 2 swords, 2 arrows, and 3 runners, to be able to defeat the baby barbarian. Now, the one that we're going to play, if you want to see the Grime Reaper, go ahead and check out Run. He and his wife does the Grime Reaper. We're going to go one step above that. We're going to do Zola the Gargon. This one is fun. So we're going to have 30 of these basic cards and 4 of these cards in this deck. And then, once that deck is depleted, we're going to have to do 3 shields, 4 swords, and 3, I call them runners. I don't know exactly what they're called, but 3 runners. But just so you guys can see, you'll have the boss 4, a freaking dragon, and 5, the Dungeon Master. Now, if you get the non-Kickstarter, this is going to be your ultimate one. 40 cards plus at least 4 of the mini boss cards. But if you get the Kickstarter one, look at this. 20 cards plus 10 boss cards and this. I'm so excited to get to this one. The Kick 9000. And then the ultimate, the Dungeon Master Final Form. 50 cards. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, so those are the bosses. We're gonna do boss number 3. Last but certainly not least, you're gonna set up your dungeon. And so you'll have, like I said, for ours, we're gonna do 30 of these basic cards. And just to kind of show you an example, this is what a basic card looks like. These are the cards that we're going to have to play to be able to defeat it. This is going to tell you the types. So there's going to be person or obstacle cards. So if you remember, my special ability is if it's an obstacle, I can just discard 3 cards and automatically defeat it. This is the name, and the names are hilarious. If you want some fun, look at the names of these cards as they fly through. We can't talk about it while we're playing. It's too fast, but they're pretty hilarious. And then just to show you what a mini boss looks like, this one actually needs 5 icons. It's the collector, and which makes sense because there's one of each icon on there. So you need to play one of each icon. So you'll put 2 of these per player. So we'll have 4 of these and 30 of these. So 34 cards. And that is the setup. So you'll have your boss over here with the dungeon, your 2 player boards, and then last we'll get your app together. The app will be your 5-minute countdown, and there's some pretty awesome narrators on this, so I really suggest using the app. It is a lot of fun. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching.